My name's Shea, and I'm a composer for film and TV and video games. I've been using RME since the day I started, and I love everything that I've used from the RME world because of its sonic fidelity and its performance. Time and again, they seem to outshine everything else that I've tried. I started using their interfaces back in college when I was looking to implement Giga Studio into my writing workflow, and their Giga Studio drivers were the most stable, and so that was when I was using the 9652s. I then assisted and eventually collaborated with composer Hans Zimmer for a number of years, and those interfaces plus the FireFace 800 were kind of integral to working on Pirates 3 and 4 and Inception and The Dark Knight. And during that time, I also worked with Steve Jablonsky, and we worked on the Transformers series together. More recently, I've been working on a series of nature documentaries for the BBC, starting with Planet Earth 2, and then Blue Planet 2, Seven Worlds, and most recently, Planet Earth, A Celebration, which was a TV special that came out over the summer. It was maybe the first time back for British musicians to record live in a COVID-like environment. We recorded socially distanced at Air Lyndhurst, and everyone was remoting in, and it was a very surreal kind of experience. This year generally has been pretty surreal. In March, I moved my studio home and had to really pick and choose what I brought into my home space because it didn't have a machine room. And when I decided what equipment to bring home, I grabbed what was most inspiring and most essential for my ability to write. And top of the list was the UFX Plus. I brought that home. I condensed, just a ton of computers and a ton of interfaces, and a kind of, thinking back, maybe bloated system to something that was a little bit more lean and mean. And so the last year, my audio world has centered around the UFX Plus, and it's been the hub for all digital and analog equipment in my studio. What's great about the UFX Plus is the total mix architecture that kind of comes standard with, I think, pretty much all RME products. I can route any of the myriad of inputs to any output within the device using Total Mix. Total Mix is a mixing environment that they developed, and it has zero latency monitoring. And so, for instance, when I'm recording guitars at home, I now send the mic signal that's picking up my acoustic guitar, and it can send it within Total Mix to an Eventide reverb, which then comes back into my headphone feed, so that I can monitor myself playing with a really beautiful Eventide plate reverb that's not actually going to my record track in Logic. So I can capture that performance and then decide after the fact if I want to actually send the audio through that plate reverb or not. And just gives me a lot of flexibility to be inspired in the moment and create a performance that I'm happy with, and it gives me the flexibility to then process it at a later time as well. It's just really powerful. I hope this has provided you with some sense of how I use RME equipment in my work. Thanks to RME for the opportunity, and thank you for watching.